Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Now, understanding the difference between shedding and hair breakage is a very important aspect of your hair regimen. So very many people in the natural hair community often confuse these two words. However, they are totally different. So what is shedding? So shedding is actually a very natural process of your hair journey. And what happens is that when your hair stops growing, sometimes it starts to shed. The difference is shedded hair will always come out fully. So you'll find that you'll have a white bulb at the start of the hair. And usually the shedded hair is almost the same size as the length of your actual hair. So on average, you can usually lose between 50 to 200 strands of hair. And that's totally normal. It doesn't have to scare you at all. But the only way you can tell the difference is if you see that white bulb at the start of the hair. Now usually this happens when you have like braided hair or when you actually remove a protective style. You will notice that you'll have that white bulb with almost a full strand of hair that has come out of your hair. That is just shedded hair. Where it should actually scare you is if you notice that you have excessive shedding. So yes, shedding is normal, but it should be minimal, not to a point that it scares you. You can actually notice that you're having more shedding than normal. And this sometimes happens when you're stressed out or when you're having a poor diet. You start using like maybe a new product or you start having like a new hair regimen. Sometimes you will notice that your hair will start to shed. So just note that, if you had a protective style for a while, you may notice that your hair will start to have that shedding, and that's because your hair has not been detangled for a while. So it's totally normal. So I think you need to take note of if you're going through stress, if you're having a poor diet, if you have like hormonal changes, things like postpartum, that is totally normal to have shedding within those periods. However, if it's excessive, then it's totally something that you need to get taken care of. So now, how does shedding really differ from breakage? Let me break it down for you. Breakage is actually different from shedding because it is not a natural process. It usually happens because of harsh conditions that you are putting onto your hair. Natural hair is naturally coily, and sometimes you may find that oils have a hard time really penetrating through your hair. Now, what happens when the oil does not penetrate through your hair is you're going to experience dryness. So the broken off strands usually happen for very many reasons, and they don't usually have the white bulb, and they're not usually the length of your hair. They're usually just like short pieces of your hair or just the ends of your hair that are breaking off. Now, these are some of the reasons why you may experience breakage. If you like tight hairstyles, if you're conditioning the hair to really excessive heat, that could be. Then also if you're like over manipulating your hair, things of like plaiting your hair like every week, trust me, like that can also be like a thing that can cause your hair to break. And then also chemical processing, rough combing. Yes, if you don't take time to comb your hair and detangle it slowly, trust me, you're going to experience breakage. And also dry ends. So these are the ways that you can actually curb hair breakage. One of the things is get regular trims. That means trim off the ends of your hair so that you don't have those curly ends that are going to keep on breaking off, because they'll break off with extra hair. It won't be just the tips. They'll break off with extra hair. So please cut them off. Have a regular trim. You can time. Say I have on a monthly basis. It could be by annual, it could be quarterly, whatever works for you, but get that trim. Then also another thing is you need to try finger detangling instead of using a comb. So you don't always have to manipulate your hair using a comb. Sometimes you could be able to use your fingers to detangle your hair. I like to braid my hair before I sleep at night. Instead of using a comb every night, I actually just use my fingers and then I just comb through and then I braid it. And then I'm done. Moisturize and seal your hair, much often. That will help you to keep your hair supple and moisturized so that you reduce on the breakage. Then the most important tip that I love is you need to add moisture and protein to your hair regimen. One of the things that I love the most is using natural products as a protein mask for my hair. Things like avocado, eggs, and onions, I really love using those for my hair. So if you're interested in watching that kind of video, then please make sure that you watch the video I put here for you. But thank you very much. If you love this video, make sure you share it with a friend, family, anybody that you feel like is going to benefit from this kind of content. Thank you guys for watching. Until the next video, bye.